It is game night once again here at Miller Park. They got another game going on out there. How about a little Jenga? That's big league Jenga right there in the big league ballpark. Miller Park, home of the Brewers. The roof is open. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and it is the Cardinals and the Brew Crew tonight. This homestand began with a big win over Zach Greinke and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and ultimately it was a sweep. Then the Brewers took 3 out of 4 from the Mets. And then yesterday on Memorial Day, the Brewers win again. They beat the Cardinals in the opener, and they are 7-1 on the homestand with 2 to play. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us. Sophia Minard is our reporter. We'll hear from her in just a moment. Well, to go 7-1 on a homestand, you've got to be doing a lot of things right. And what the Brewers have done right, maybe more than any other stat, especially the last 3 games, Rock, is hitting with runners in scoring position, cashing in when you get those opportunities.
Yeah, and that was a big problem for the Brewers early in the season. The Brewers have relied heavily on the home run ball early in the year, but only 18 of 51 runs so far on this homestand are because of the home run ball. You know, the first 37 games of the year, the Brewers had the worst batting average of runners in scoring position, but since that time it's been increased. 241, 2-out hitting, outstanding. All the runs yesterday, all 8 2-outs, and 2-strike approach has been terrific. The Brewers have been waiting for this all season long. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
That record there in the last 26 games, that's important because the demarcation of that was the sweep at the hands of the Cubs at Wrigley. Remember, they were shut out 3 times. All they've done is go 19-7 since. 15 games over 500. The Brewers open play today in first place in the National League Central. They've got Zach Davies on the mound, his second start, coming back from the disabled list. Sophia with more on the Zach Attack right after this.
Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. Buy Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. The Brewers have an opportunity to win their 6th straight series thanks to Jonathan Villar and the hot bats of the Brewers. And if they're going to win Game 2 of this series against the Cardinals, they're going to do so against Michael Wacha, who has a 5-1 record, a .288 earned run average for the Cardinals. And for the Brewers, it'll be Zach Davies. He's got 7 starts on the year, a 2-4 record, and a .474 earned run average. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minard here at Miller Park. And for Zach Davies, he made his first start coming off the disabled list after missing nearly a month, dealing with a right rotator cuff injury. But for Davies, precision is the biggest attribute that he has going for him, according to manager Craig Counsell. And Davies admitted he was fighting that precision and that feel of his pitches a little bit in his first start coming off of the disabled list. It was 4 innings for him, 6 hits, 4 earned runs on Tuesday night against the Mets. So Davies spoke with me about the adjustments he would like to make and get a better feel for his command here in his second start coming off of the disabled list.
The consistency in your mechanics and in your delivery are important, but at the same time, repetitions in the game, it really makes a difference. For me to get going command-wise, I got to have a good feel going into games. That's kind of what spring training is for us. So, kind of starting over a little bit after about 3 weeks. But, that's, again, getting off the bullpen mound, getting repetitions in and feeling more comfortable that way.
Ryan Braun delivered a 3-hit game for the Brewers yesterday in Game 1. We'll see how Braun and the Brewers bats can deliver here in Game 2. We've got first pitch and lineups coming up next here at Miller Park.
Can the Brewers keep the good times rolling here at Miller Park? They're trying to make it an 8-1 homestand with a victory today. 76 degrees, beautiful day for baseball on a Tuesday night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Former Brewer catcher back there somewhere, Mike Matheny, 7th season as the Cardinal manager now, and Matheny and his St. Louis Cardinals now trailing in this season series to the Brewers, 4-3. Brewers have won 4 out of 7. Matheny's batting order here tonight brought to you by Potawatomi. He's got Matt Carpenter leading off once again. Jed Jerko hits second. Tommy Pham hits third. In the middle, it's Marcell Ozuna, Harrison Bader, and Yairo Munoz. Colton Wong, Francisco Pena, and Michael Wacha round out the starting 9 for the Redbirds, and that's the lineup rock that will match up against Zach Davies, making his second start since coming back from the disabled list.
Yeah, he missed 3 weeks on that disabled list. He's lost his last 2. You know, last time out, only 4 innings against the Mets in a loss. He gave up 4 runs, making start number 8 against the Cardinals. He's 2-1 and a .422 earned run average against St. Louis. He has made a start against St. Louis once already this year.
The Brewers open play today with a 4.5 game lead in the National League Central over the Cubs. Davies' first pitch is down and in, and away we go. The Brewers have the largest division lead in the majors right now. Cleveland is up 3.5 on the Tigers, but at 4.5 games, the Brewers have been able to separate themselves as we get to the end of May. A lot of baseball to be played, though. But you hit the third of the season marker, that Memorial Day marker, and the Brewers off to a great start this year, setting themselves up for a lot of fun this summer as Davies deals a strike, and it's 2-1 on Carpenter.
And then Zach Davies is hoping that his command is going to be a lot better than it was his last time out against the Mets. He just couldn't get it going, couldn't find the spots, and that is imperative for him. He doesn't throw hard.
You heard Sophia's report about the precision that is required for a pitcher like Davies. It's not just precision with the fastball, but he is a 4-pitch mix, as they say. Needs all his pitches to be effective, and he opens this game with a walk to Matt Carpenter.
Well, let's check out the Brewers defensively. They have been very tight, have not committed an error on this homestand. 32 errors on the season. That's good for 7th best in the NL. Boy, they've improved in that department. Ron Kane, Yelich in the outfield. You got Shaw, Saladino, Perez at second base tonight. You got Aguilar at first and Manny Pena behind home plate.
Home plate umpire tonight is Corey Blazer. Stu Shearwater, Eric Cooper, and Gary Cederstrom are the base umpires. Crew chief over there at third base tonight, Gary Cederstrom. Man on to start the game against Davies. He deals strike 1 to Jed Jerko. Yesterday, the Brewers win 8-3 over the Cardinals. Had another big inning in yesterday's game in the 7th inning. Scored 3 runs in the 7th. That was all courtesy of a Jonathan VR home run, a game breaker yesterday in the 7th inning. Brewers with 8 runs on 10 hits, and they have been putting up some big offensive numbers on this homestand, and in the last 3 games they're averaging about 6.5 runs per game during the 8 games thus far, as Jerko a wave and a miss on a slow curve.
Yeah, that's a big deal because Jed Jerko has had incredible numbers against Zach Davies in his career. Sees the ball well against Zach. Yeah, Davies drops the curveball on him, up a little bit, but on the corner.
And it's 75 miles an hour, acting as a change of pace as well, that big sweeping curve from Davies. So 1 gone, and Carpenter at first. Tommy Pham at the plate for St. Louis. And Davies hits the edge with the fastball. That's his bread and butter pitch right there, the comeback sinker on the outside corner. If he can find the strike zone with that, he can be as good as anybody going in the big leagues tonight.
And that pitch really sets up his changeup when he's able to throw that 2-seamer for strikes.
Got in on the hands of Tommy Pham. 0-2 the count now. Yesterday, Pham was 0 for 4. Coming off a monster year, career year for him last season. 23 homers, 73 runs batted in. Tommy Pham finished last season with an OPS of .931. He was up there among league leaders in that category. And you might remember the Sports Illustrated story that Tommy Pham believed this was in him all along, and maybe didn't get the kind of chance that he deserved earlier in his career. Felt like he got buried in the minor leagues. Plays with that chip on his shoulder, and He has proven that he is an elite player in this game. Not just what he does at the plate either. He's an excellent outfielder.
Yep, he's had one good year. And, you know, right, Tommy Pham, you know, as you mentioned, thought he should have been in the big leagues a lot sooner, but he did have some injuries that he was struggling through.
Tough guy to double up. He runs well. Carpenter at first, one away. We're just underway at Miller Park tonight. And Pham takes a ball, didn't miss by much. I tell you, that looked good.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Yep. Zach Davies needs this pitch to be called a strike.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, how do you take it? Number two, how do you not call it a strike?
Marcell Ozuna due next. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, ground ball to third. Shaw has no play at second, so he'll take the out at first. But with the runner on the move, no chance for a double play there. 2 gone in the inning.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. Well, he's already got Jed Jerko out once. You got to get Jed out. 11 for 17 coming in against Zach Davies. That's incredible numbers. That's a .647 batting average. He has struck him out once already. Michael Wacha is due for a loss against the Brewers. He's currently 4-0 and 1-0 here at Miller Park. And a big month for 2 guys, Travis Shaw, Jesus Aguilar, both of them 8 home runs, 22 RBIs in the month of May.
Those are the 3-4 hitters in the Brewers lineup here tonight. Aguilar and Shaw. Marcell Ozuna gets a strike called on that outside corner. The corner infielders, everyday corners at this point, the way they are hitting, Aguilar and Shaw. No balls and a strike on Ozuna, and he leans out on a breaking ball. That hit his arm on the foul ball. Dead ball, foul ball, and it's 0-2. Ozuna's been hot lately. Cardinals are anxious for him to get going at the plate. He can be a centerpiece in a lineup. He's 11 for his last 22 at the plate. Had a huge year last year for the Miami Marlins. Part of that fire sale with the Marlins that included Christian Yelich and Giancarlo Stanton and Marcell Ozuna.
That's a lot of run production the Marlins lost.
Yeah, is it ever?
And they are, you know, the Cardinals looking with that big run production power from Ozuna off to a slow start.
Well, Yelich, the center fielder last year. Ozuna played left. Won the Gold Glove last year, did Ozuna. Won a Silver Slugger award as well. So the best defensive player at his position and the best offensive player at his position. Marlins traded him to the Cardinals for a number of prospects, 4 prospects. So between Ozuna and Yelich, the Marlins receiving 8 prospects from the Cardinals and the Brewers, 4 apiece. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out, throwing the changeup. Had him spinning in circles up there. A couple of Ks to start the night for Davies. Brewers coming up for the first time. Not a cloud in the sky here on a Tuesday night. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend, everybody. And now we get back into the grind of the big league season. Craig Counsell and the Brewers open play today, 15 games over 500. First time they've been at that level since August of 2014. Lorenzo Cain will lead off for Milwaukee. He'll be followed by Yelich, then Aguilar. Travis Shaw, Ryan Braun, Hernan Perez in the middle, with Pena, Saladino, and Davies rounding out the Potawatomi Brewers batting order. Michael Wacha on the mound for St. Louis. He's been one of their best, Rock. 5-1 record, a 2.88 ERA coming in here tonight.
Yeah, he lost his first start of the year, and he's won 5 decisions in a row. He's had 4 no decisions in his last 5 starts, but he's thrown the baseball well. Last 7 starts for Wacha, a 194 earned run average.
Former first rounder back in 2012. He's a Texan from Texarkana. Played his college ball at Texas A&M. A big 6'6" right-hander. 17-game winner in an all-star season 3 years ago. Had a down season in 2016. And he's off to a great start here in 2018 as Cain bounces to Jerko. And there is out number 1.
Well, let's check out the Cardinals defensively. They committed 2 errors yesterday, 35 on the year. That's 3rd most in the NL. Very uncharacteristic of the Cardinals. Ozuna, Pham, Bader in the outfield. Jerko, Munoz. Colton Wong gets to start at second base. He did not play yesterday. Carpenter at first. And Pena behind home plate.
Well, the Cardinals had Carpenter at third base yesterday with Jed Jerko at second, mostly to get Jose Martinez in the lineup. And Martinez is the one who sits tonight. Versatile pieces for Matheny in that lineup defensively. But they have struggled defensively this year. Martinez will be available off the bench. Yelich in a 1-1 count. Christian Yelich popped a home run yesterday. He and Jonathan Villar each homering. This was in the 3rd inning off Luke Weaver.
Yep, that gave the Brewers a 2-0 lead on a 1-0 pitch. A line drive bullet out of here. One of 2 home runs hit by the Brewers yesterday.
Powerball home run number 6 for Yelich, who is now 12 for his last 25 at the plate. He has been on a great run offensively. He and Cain both. Ton of traffic on the bases for pitchers to deal with the top of this Brewers order. And so it makes sense why Aguilar and Shaw and Braun are able to clean up. They've got a lot of folks out there in front of them.
Yeah, they're not often batting with nobody on base.
Yelich draws the walk.
So you might have a tight zone tonight, partner. Like a pretty good pitch too.
Zach Davies felt like he got squeezed a little bit. Well, the Brewers get a walk with 1 away. Here comes Aguilar. Look at those numbers across the board for Jesus. 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. Was a part-time player / pinch hitter the first 3 weeks of the season. That has all changed, though, and he has put up some big numbers in his starts. This is his 32nd start of the year. And all but 2 of those coming at first base. Remember, he started at third base 1 game. His other start was at the designated hitter spot.
Did a pretty good job at third base in Colorado.
Light on his feet and great hands.
Craig Counsell was asked about Aguilar and what his concerns were. He said his biggest concern was that he and Arce be talking the whole game and wouldn't be paying attention.
Yeah, 2 great friends. Arcia back in AAA right now, still working on his offensive game. Aguilar's been a godsend for this team. 2nd year with the Brewers, Jesus. And he had a great year last year. He was Counsell's most reliable pinch hitter in a pennant race last season, making the occasional starts and in a bit of a platoon with Eric Thames. who is a left-handed hitter. Aguilar rolls over one to short. Munoz to second out there, and a double play to end the inning. So Waka gives up a walk, wipes it out with a ground ball double play, and we've got one in the books.
In the second, and Christian Yelich has certainly heated up here on the homestand. He has 13 hits, including 1 home run yesterday, 5 RBIs as well. The average for him at .394 here at the homestand, and a 6-game hitting streak. And I spoke with him about his approach at the plate here lately. He said really it's been the same simple approach. He said the balls are just finding holes right now. So he said it's been a matter of putting together consistent at-bats up and down the lineup. And he said, you know, ideally we all want to get on base. We all want to continue putting the pressure on the opposing pitcher and their defense. And he said right now that's really paid off for this lineup and this offense.
As chill as it gets and as low key as it gets, but he takes his job very seriously, and his numbers are right about where the Brewers thought they'd be. When you look at his career thus far, he was in the big leagues early too as a 21-year-old, so he's still a young guy, but he's got a nice breadth of experience to call on. What a pickup for David Stearns.
Yeah, just a very good approach. I mean, he'll take what the pitcher's giving him, no more. Dump one in the left, or like yesterday, pull one when he had the count in his favor. Very good defensively, and boy, he can run the bases as well as anybody.
You know, that gold patch on his glove as a former Gold Glove Award winner. Harrison Bader sends one into deep left field. Braun near the wall, and that one's going to fly out of here. And Harrison Bader gives the Cardinals the early lead tonight. A leadoff home run here in the second inning.
That looked like a hanging curveball, and he left that one up. One of the issues that he had his first start since returning from the disabled list against the Mets. Bader's got some pop, provides all the power on this one. Look where this curveball ends up. That is a hanger, and he knocks it out of here.
Bader's 4th of the year. The former Lakeshore Chinook played right here in the Milwaukee area as an amateur for the Chinooks in the Northwoods League. Matter of fact, his host family was Craig Counsell and his family. There's a swing and a little liner into left center, a base hit for Yairo Munoz. Munoz hit his first big league home run yesterday. A broken bat single here in the second.
Yeah, Davies able to, you know, get in on his hands a little bit, but able to muscle it out into left field. He wants that one in a little bit further. He wants it up like that, but in. He left that one over the plate.
Back-to-back hits to start the second. Here is Colton Wong. Wong returning to the lineup. Back in there as the second baseman tonight. He doesn't move around much, unlike the other Cardinal infielders. When he plays second base. And that hit him. Davies will put another man on here on a hit batter. 2 on, nobody out. A run is already in.
Trying to come inside, and he just pulls this one, gets him right on the back of the leg, and then hits him on the back or other leg.
And then worried look from the manager and the pitching coach. You can tell right away when Davies is fighting his command, and he needs it to be effective. Still trying to come back from a shoulder injury. Had an inflamed rotator cuff, put him on the disabled list. There's a little flare in the shallow center. That is going to fall. And the runner Munoz thought it was caught, so he actually went back to the bag, which kept everybody at their base. And Lorenzo Cain slow to get up.
And another jam shot. This one falls in front of Cain. And Cain gets a good jump on it, just not able to get there. I think he got a glove on it, but as you mentioned, Munoz really caught no man's land. All he's able to do is get to third base. Looks like he did get a glove on it, but that was it.
Just out of his reach. The lead base runner Munoz, even after the ball dropped, I guess his angle, he didn't see it right away. He thought it was caught. He started scampering back to second base. Therefore, it is bases loaded with nobody out, and the pitcher Waka at the plate.
Well, and on a ball like that, I mean, if he gets too far off the bag at second base, thinking, you know, even halfway, Cain catches that, gets up, he's going to get doubled off. And he's kind of caught in no man's land. He actually gets on the grass and then is able to get to third base. That was it.
Cardinals trying to put a big inning together. Davies hoping for a Houdini act. 1 run is already in on the Harrison Bader homer. Munoz, Wong, and Pena all aboard. 2 singles and a hit batter. The pitcher at the plate. Davies makes quick work of him. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. And out number 1. 3rd strikeout already for Davies. Second time around the lineup, Matt Carpenter, who walked his first time up last inning. That's how the game started, with a walk to Carpenter. Brewers have a shift on. And Davies hoping for that ground ball in a spot like this. Yesterday with a shift on, Carpenter in a 3-0 count dropped a bunt down.
Yeah, down the third baseline. 2 outs, nobody on, 3-0, and he dropped down a bunt. Interesting move.
Shaw is almost on the grass this time around. He was back there in what would normally be the shortstop position when Carpenter dropped that bunt down. Matt Carpenter has not grounded into a double play this season. Trying to elevate one.
Well, if he's going to get a ground ball, he's got to get the baseball down. He's having a difficult time doing that. And Davies leaving everything upstairs.
2-0 the count. There's a fastball strike. Put one in on his hands.
This is where that good Zach Davies changeup really comes in handy, but we haven't really seen the good one since he's come off the disabled list.
See what he does. 2-1, bases loaded. He went back in there again, didn't get the call this time. 3-1 now on Carpenter. Dangerous pitch early here for Zach Davies. Cardinals threatening. And he didn't bite. Bases loaded, walk. Second time Carpenter is walked. This time he'll get an RBI out of it. Still only 1 out, and the bases are still loaded.
Just having a difficult time with the command, just like last start. Hey, the Brewers are going to wrap up this 3-game series against the Cardinals with a matinee matchup tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. And because it's another kids and seniors discount day, kids 14 and under and seniors 60 plus can enjoy 50% off tickets for the series finale. Learn more at brewers.com.
A visit to the mound. Derek Johnson, the Brewer pitching coach. And Davies needing something good to happen at this point. 2 runs are in, bases loaded, 1 away. Cardinals are at the top of their order. The number 2 hitter, Jed Jerko, is coming up. A good hitter with some pop. Jerko struck out in the first. Good numbers with the bases loaded. Over 300. Hitting at 309.
Jerko's grounded into 5 double plays, so a good guy. Get the ball down here.
Jerko taking a peek at the right side of that infield. There's a big hole there. Playing him to pull on the ground in the infield. And that one is on the ground, and that is going to sneak through a base hit. This is going to bring in 2 runs. The shift hurt him that time. And the Cardinals are up 4-0 right out of the gates here tonight.
Yeah. Now Perez Saladino going after it, and both of them kind of pulled up. If somebody gets it, 1 run's in, it's going to be a base hit, but they might have been able to save 1 run. Got the ground ball, but not able to, get an out.
Maddening for a pitcher to make a pitch like that, get the ground ball you want. It just found a hole. Jerko with a 2 RBI single.
Another hit for Jed Jerko against Davies.
He owns him, doesn't he?
Amazing.
Still 1 out. Here's Tommy Pham, first and third now. On the ground to third. That's a hot one. Got a chance to turn it here. 5-4-3. Davies does get out of it with no further damage, but the Cardinals put 4 on the board. The bottom of their order coming through in the second inning. It's presented by Brewers Community Foundation on Saturday, June 2nd, right here at Miller Park. To register, visit Girls on the Run, southeasternwi.org/5K. Brewers in a hole early tonight. Michael Wacha pitching with a 4-0 lead. 4 runs for the Cardinals coming in the top of this inning.
4-run lead's huge for Wacha. Yeah, last 7 starts, he hasn't allowed more than 2 runs.
Shaw will lead the way. The Brewers have been able to come back from deficits on this homestand on a number of occasions in back-to-back games against the New York Mets. But Michael Wacha is in a different class. 2-2 to Shaw.
Yeah, good command of 4 different pitches.
Got him. A strikeout as Wacha gets the punch out, his first of the game. One away in the second.
87 miles an hour on the inside corner. Cruising speed for Wacha at about 93, 94 miles an hour. Pulled the string a little bit, took something off.
Here comes Ryan Braun, his second day batting 5th in the Brewers lineup, and his first day was a good one. He likes that 5-hole, right? 3 for 3, a double. He scored 3 runs and drove in a run yesterday in the Brewers' 8-3 win.
It's not so much a demotion for Braun as it is trying to keep Jesus Aguilar hot in the number 3 spot.
And does provide a lot of protection for Travis Shaw, who hits cleanup. Figures Shaw is going to see a few more fastballs with Braun back in the lineup.
Maybe better pitches to hit against lefties.
Ryan spent just shy of 2 weeks on the disabled list. And he rips that one into left field. That is going to be caught by Ozuna. Braun hit it on the nose, but right at Ozuna for out number 2.
I guess that makes up for the jam shot yesterday, right? Change up again. He's thrown a few of them. And Ryan maybe didn't barrel it up completely, but hit it hard to left.
Big fastball pitcher with an excellent changeup.
Change-up, cutter. He'll throw a curveball.
Hernan Perez batting with 2 away. Hernan getting the start at second base tonight. His 23rd start of the year. Perez is 12th at second base. He's played all 3 outfield spots, or gotten starts in all 3 outfield spots, and he's made 3 starts at third base. And Wacha powers a fastball right by him at 96. 1-2-3 inning. Wacha with a shutdown inning after the Cardinals give him 4 in the top of the inning. Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Back in action at Miller Park, Milwaukee on a Tuesday night. Cardinals up 4-0 quickly here tonight. Marcell Ozuna fly ball to right. And Davies on his second pitch of the inning records his first out.
What do we got? Catcher's interference.
And Ozuna's going to get awarded first base.
Bat hit the glove. That'll be an E2. Ozuna gets first base on the interference.
Yeah,
you
right
can see
there.
it. Yeah, good call.
Ozuna turned right away. Rough start for the Brewers tonight. That's the first error of the homestand for Milwaukee. They had played the first 8 games error-free.
Crazy way to get it. You don't see that very often.
The defensive numbers, the improvement is remarkable. When you think about how the Brewers started the season, they had 21 errors through the first 19 games of the year. That was the most in the majors. A team that was expected to be a much improved defensive team. That wasn't the case in the first 19 games of the year, but it has changed significantly since.
And it's not just that. I mean, they're making a lot of the really nice plays, taking base hits away, making good decisions with the baseball, not making wild throws.
Bader punches one toward the vacant hole, and he is going to reach, and a snap throw to second. The tag not in time. Heck of a play by Perez, but Ozuna able to get back just in time, and he looks like he might be shaken up.
That's a good play by Perez, and good job by Saladino to be there, for the throw. Just kind of serves one over there. Look at Perez right away, realized he's not going to get an out, but almost does at second base.
Yeah, he came down hard on that left shoulder. Awkward. Fingers, shoulder. He's looking at something.
Jam a finger on the bag, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's checking out the finger. And I can't see through Matheny, but judging by that reaction, it's. He says, "Get away. I'm good. It hurts too bad to stand here."
Yeah, quit touching it. There's a heck of a play right there, and obviously a jammed finger. And for Ozuna, he's going to stay in. That's good heads-up defense right there. Almost able to get him.
The size of those hands, by the way.
Meat hooks.
No wonder he can swing the bat like he does. Man.
That helps.
Well, 2 on to start this inning. Yairo Munoz at the plate. Ground ball foul. Just to finish up the note on the errors for the Brewers. So in their last 37 games, they've committed just 12 errors, which is the fewest in the National League. It's tied for the 3rd fewest in the majors. So Craig Counsell, feeling like this would be a very good defensive team across the board, is now seeing that in the last month and a half. Fly ball to center, hit well. Kane on the run. He'll have room to make the catch. Both runners are going to tag. Throw comes to second, and both runners are in. First out of the inning, but it advances 2 runners. And the Cardinals are knocking at the door once again.
And Zach just getting a lot of the plate. Once again, he did the same thing as last time out against the Mets. Just can't find those corners, and it is imperative that he doesn't get a whole lot of the plate with his pitches.
They will intentionally walk Colton Wong here. That's going to load the bases with 1 out. And the way out of this inning through the 8th place hitter and the pitcher Waka.
Maybe get one of those double play balls. They already have one into the second.
Pena with a single to center field in the 2nd inning. Had a little broken bat flare into center. Cardinals got a home run from Bader. They had a 2 RBI single by Jed Jerko, a seeing eye single to center. So it's not that Davies was giving up a lot of hard hit balls, not a lot of exit velocity in that 2nd inning, but command issues nonetheless have put these hitters in favorable counts, or there is such a thing as wild in the strike zone, right?
Right. And again, when you're leaving pitches up like Zach has done, leaving them up and out over the plate, that's how you give up, you know, cheap hits, quote unquote cheap hits. I mean, handle shots. You get those same pitches down, you might get a ground ball out.
2nd consecutive inning, the Cardinals have had them loaded up. Big concerns for Davies is first and foremost the shoulder. Is it sound? Is it healthy? You know, you start getting into the inflamed rotator cuff, and the fact that they had to shut him down for a few weeks. He actually went through a minor league rehab outing down in Appleton, or up in Appleton, a couple of hours away, in a single-A outing, just to see if everything was going to be okay for him to return to the active roster. There's the one he needed, a strikeout. 2nd out of the inning, he picks up his 4th strikeout.
And 3 of those strikeouts have come with a man in scoring position. Getting him when he needs him. That one just a little bit out of the strike zone. Good sinker.
Never changes expression, Zach Davies. You don't know if he's pitching a shutout or giving up runs. That's what they love about him. Facing the pitcher now, Michael Waka, who does have an RBI this year. He has only 1 hit in 23 plate appearances. Davies struck him out in the 2nd. Ground ball. Perez is there. Flips to Saladino.
Ooh.
Close play.
Wow.
At the bag, and Saladino is shaken up as Wong and Saladino collide.
He turned an ankle on the bag. You could see it right away. Boy, that was a close play at second base. He caught the throw, stepped on the bag, and turned his ankle. Watch it.
Oh, yeah. He stepped short and just let it slide into the base. Wow. That does not look pretty. And Saladino is down in a heap. They do look at it quickly. That is a bad roll right there, man.
Man, that's not good.
He's coming out. They're having to help him off the field. And the Brewers are going to have a new shortstop for the rest of this one.
of the Brewers' wives, Danielle Knebel, Courtney Jennings, and of course, little Ledger Knebel. And we're here to talk about the Brewers and Cubs softball game coming up on Tuesday, June 12th. And Danielle, this is such a great idea to bring the Brewers and the Cubs' wives together, a little rivalry game of your own, but all for a great cause benefiting RBI softball.
Yes, we are so excited. I mean, everything is going to be going towards RBI softball for Milwaukee and Chicago, and we're going to have raffles and baskets, and our guys are going to be there with signed memorabilia. It's going to be great.
And Courtney, you're actually a veteran of these softball challenges. She did this both with the Marlins and the Rays. You guys were out there for practice today. You're working hard. But Courtney, how excited are you to do this with the Brewers and the Cubs?
We're so pumped. I mean, this makes it a little bit more fun being a border rivalry here. And we all practiced really, really hard today. We were out there for 2 hours in the heat, and we actually looked pretty good.
And Danielle said the players will be out there as well for the game itself. Michelle Council is going to be managing. So Danielle, any advice from the guys so far from the first practice?
So the guys, most of them were sleeping, so they missed the practice, but they all were asking us like how we did, and like Corey was like, oh, we're definitely practicing more tonight on your tossing, and Flippy is according to him, which is soft toss, so yeah.
All right, well, the wives are working hard again. That softball game between the Brewers and the Cubs wives coming up Tuesday, June 12th. It'll be at Hellfair Field at noon. It'll be a lot of fun. It's all going to a great cause in RBI softball.
Better watch out there, Sophia. About to get your hair pulled.
Ledger's ready for the game.
Yeah.
She's ready to go. She looks great, too. She's going to be the cutest cheerleader there.
Baby Knebel. Good stuff. That's a great cause. Good for the wives to put that together and put themselves out there a little bit, you know, playing a little softball.
I bet Sophie can play a mean shortstop.
Sophia was a terrific volleyball player in her day, so you know she could handle her own on the baseball diamond or softball diamond. One gone on the Pena ground out. Here is Tyler Saladino. Excuse me, Eric Sogard. Saladino left the game with an ankle injury. And I'm sure Sophia on her way back will have an update as soon as the Brewers make one available on Saladino.
Something about these middle infielders that come up, they end up getting hurt. You know, Nick Franklin got hurt. He got hurt in his first game, right?
He did. Yeah, sprinting to first base.
Yeah.
Had a quad injury. Still on the disabled list. The Brewers are very fortunate to have multiple players who can play the shortstop position well. Sogard, Saladino, Perez, Villar can all play short. All of them were shortstops growing up. And that is their true position, even as they entered the pro game. But it does make you wonder about what would happen next if Saladino has to go on the disabled list. It's a little premature to think about that, but remember the Brewers send Orlando Arcia down to the minor leagues to have some pressure-free at-bats to work on some offensive hitting mechanics.
Well, normally you have to go down for at least 10 days, but they could bring him back because of the injury. We'll see. We'll see what they do.
Hope it's not to that extent for Saladino, but he rolled it pretty severely. Sogard in a 3-2 count with one away. Michael Wacha has not allowed a hit. He gave up a walk to Yelich, but then got a double play ball. And he issues a walk to Sogard. So the second base runner with the pitcher coming up will give Davies a chance to bunt.
Hey, stay in the loop on all things Brewers with MLB At Bat, the official app of the Milwaukee Brewers. With At Bat, you get breaking news, live radio broadcasts, and lineup updates sent right to your fingertips. Download At Bat today, free for your smartphone or tablet.
A lot of baseball tonight in the major leagues. We'll be tracking on the At Bat app this evening. Davies squares, bunted foul. One of the games we're watching tonight, the Cubs and the Pirates. That game is in Pittsburgh. Pirates have a 4-2 lead over the Cubs in the 6th inning. Had a controversial play in last night's game with Anthony Rizzo, or yesterday afternoon's game, I should say. Anthony Rizzo and a slide
at home plate. Something that is worth talking about and remembering if you're a base runner. As Davies gets the bunt down this time, and it's a good one. It'll be a sacrifice bunt to advance Sogard to second. So here was the play we're talking about last night. And remember, under the new rules of Major League Baseball, you have to stay in your running lane. Now, Rock, this was not called as runner's interference in yesterday's game, and that was really the issue. When we get to the result from today, Major League Baseball came out today and said it was an error in judgment by both the on-field umpire and the replay umpire.
Yep, Rule 6.01 says that a runner cannot deviate his pathway to the base. Rizzo certainly did that. You know, not that long ago, that was a normal play in baseball.
Kane bounces to third, and that'll be the inning. Waka able to pitch around a one-out walk. He has 3 shutout on the board, and the Cardinals have a 4-0 lead. PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Lester on the mound, and Elias Diaz, who was the catcher who was injured yesterday in that slide by Rizzo. He launches one out of here. Solo home run in the second inning, giving the Buccos the lead. They are up 4-2 in the 6th. So he wasn't hurt all that bad after the slide last night.
No, he finished.
Is there more to say about the slide? Is there more to discuss if you're a base runner now?
Well, no, let's just go back a few years. Now, you know, before the new rule, the collision rule was put into place, and you can't really run over a catcher anymore. Catchers aren't able to block home plate. First of all, I'm against all that. I think that should be still allowed. Catchers need to know how to block the plate, and if they know how to block the plate, pretty good chance you're not going to get hurt. Every now and again you will. But back in the day, I mean, that was normal. And the catcher knew that in a play like that, bases loaded, ground ball, that runner at third is going to clip you.
Fly ball into right center by Carpenter, and that's going to fly out of here. And another tough outing for Zach Davies. This one continues as the Cardinals have a 5-0 lead now, and Carpenter on base for the 3rd time.
You know, Matt Carpenter came into this series hitting .213. And for whatever reason, when he sees Brewers pitching, he just goes nuts. Home run yesterday. Home run today. He's been on base 3 times. Looks like another breaking pitch from Davies that he sent out of here.
5 runs are in on 6 hits as Turco takes a strike. So go ahead.
But again, I mean, now that the rule is in place, that, you know, the catchers know that they don't have to clear home plate like they used to. Now, normally back in the old days, you know, you get a ball like that, you clear it, you're out, you're like 3 feet away from home plate because you know somebody's coming after you. So you try your best to get away, and then if you don't have time for that, you're braced for contact. Nowadays, guys don't expect contact anywhere on the field. Second base, home plate, it doesn't matter. But Rizzo certainly deviated, his pathway to home plate on that. Now the umpires said it was a clean play. Back in New York, they said it was a clean play. Now baseball comes out today, said that it should have been interference. I don't know how umpires can get that wrong. The rule is the rule. And it was obvious that Rizzo moved toward the catcher to interfere with him.
It is interesting how the game with the rule changes, how it changes. And look, these umpires, these players, especially veteran guys that have been around a little while, they're used to playing a certain way, and then you got to kind of change how you go about it. We see that with, the tags of infielders on base runners, and the way base runners slide into bases. All that's changing at the major league level with replay.
Yeah. Well, what I found interesting about that, and we didn't see this part, Clint Hurdle, Joe Madden were having their own individual arguments with two different umpires.
And I think Madden's problem with it all was the fact they went to review. And he probably at that point was certain that that was going to be overturned. But it wasn't.
Right. They just never know it's going to get overturned or not. Back in that replay booth back there in New York, we have all been surprised before.
Jed Jerko trying to walk off a foul ball off the foot. Cardinals are up 5-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. It's been a rough one for Davies. And now with Michael Wacha pitching as well as he is, this becomes a matter of length for Davies. How many innings can he give you? Able to check his swing. That was a good call. And that's going to be through for a base hit. So Jerko singles on a 2-strike pitch. And the Cardinals have their 7th hit in this game.
2 more hits for Jerko against Davies. Now that's 13 for 20. And for Jed Jerko against Zach Davies, you can see that pitch getting a little too much of the plate, the cutter, and into left field. There's one other rule that was cited, by some regarding that play in Pittsburgh. And it's also part of 6.01 in that when a runner or batter has been put out, he is not allowed to interfere with a fielder's opportunity to make another play. And now Rizzo was out clearly on that play. It wasn't bang bang. He went after Pena, or he went after the catcher and ended up sailing one into right field.
Now Rizzo's argument was that he could still touch home plate.
Doesn't matter.
Ground ball to short. Sogard flips it to the bag out there. Throw to first in time. Tommy Pham bounces into his 2nd double play of the game. This one goes 6-4-3 and 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat. Wipes out the single by Jerko.
Nothing in that rule indicates whether he could touch home plate or not. He deviated his pathway to the base. Simple as that. It doesn't have to get any more complicated than that.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. Remember, he injured his finger sliding back to second base last inning. See how that affects his hitting. Finger injuries, hand injuries, wrist. I mean, those are a nightmare for a hitter.
They say hitting is all from the elbow down. Elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, all that very important.
It was the index finger on his left hand, the bottom hand. Whoa, he let that one loose. Big swing at a curveball from Davies, and it's 2-2. Well, there is some violence in that swing.
Yeah, he doesn't get cheated, does he? A little bit of a rock back, his triggering mechanism, and then lets it fly.
Back-to-back all-star appearances for Marcell Ozuna. Back to the mound. Davies makes the play, and that will retire the side. But the Cardinals add one to their lead. Matt Carpenter with a solo home run to lead the inning off. It's 5-0 Redbirds.
A 5-0 lead here in the fourth, and shortstop Tyler Saladino left the game at the end of the third inning with an injury. So our AAA scouting report brought to you by UW Whitewater, checking in on the Sky Sox. Orlando Arcia sent down earlier this week, had a 2-hit day. Brandon Woodruff made the start for the Sky Sox. 5 innings for him, 4 hits, 1 run allowed, and 6 strikeouts. So we'll get an update for you on Saladino. Still no word yet from the Brewers clubhouse.
All right, Sophia, thank you. Hopefully Saladino's is not a major injury as he rolled that ankle going to the bag. Christian Yelich leads off for the Brewers. Michael Wacha with 3 scoreless on the board. He's only allowed 2 walks. Wacha with 2 Ks, and most of his outs coming on the ground. There's another one on the ground. Ranging over is Carpenter and throws it away. Yelich will hustle back to the bag. That was a heck of a play by Carpenter to get to it, but the throw was wide, and the 6'6" Wacha couldn't quite wrangle it in, and Yelich will reach.
Yeah, tough play. Carpenter on the ground, and Wacha was there. It's going to be interesting to see what the scoring decision is going to be. Is a play like that going to be ruled a hit? First hit of the game for the Brewers, if it is. A good throw gets him.
Kind of ate him up, didn't he? It was a fastball from Carpenter that got by Wacha.
Yeah.
And it was a low throw.
Now they're thinking about it.
No official scoring on that one just yet. Now it comes down E3. So Carpenter with the error. Here is Aguilar now. And Aguilar into left field. That is caught in left by Ozuna as he fires one to first, and no relay made. Yelich hustles back.
A couple of line drives hit by the Brewers out to Ozuna. One had to go back. This one he has to come in. Nice catch before it hits the ground.
Tough break for Aguilar. Brings up Travis Shaw now with a man on. Brewers need a quick strike. Try to get some offense going in this game. They're down 5-0. Waka has a lot of weapons he can attack you with. That's why he's so tough to hit. Varying speeds, the difference in the pitches, the way they move at the plate, the fastball, the cutter. He's got the changeup.
You can shape him different ways. He can give you, you know, upper 90s, but his cruising speed about 94. Cutter, two-seamer.
He struck out Perez on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That's in the air to left field. Ozuna got a good jump, and the Gold Glover will make the catch for out number 2. Two outs in the inning after the lead error. It'll be Ryan Braun now. Braun hit the ball sharply in the second. He lined out to left. There's been a few line drive outs. Two gone for the Brewers in the 4th. Back up the middle. Routine for Wong, and that will retire the side. And 4 innings are in the books, and Michael Waka has not allowed a hit yet. Coming up, and we want to welcome in a couple of our special guests here. We're going to be talking some serious business right now, and hopefully we're going to be able to maybe light a spark and raise some money. But Dr. Douglas Evans is here in the suit, looking great, and he is from the Medical College of Wisconsin, the professor and chair, and then the Brewers head of the medical team, Dr. Roger Kaplinger, and as a base hit into left field. And Roger, I think most Brewers fans know your story, and you're dealing with pancreatic cancer. You're going through chemo right now, but let's just right out of the gates. How are you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing great. Dr. Evans and his team, or as I call them, the dream team. It's awesome. I'm feeling really good right now. We got 1 month down to chemo. We got 5 left, and then we'll be cured. It's the best possible outcome that we could have thought, and I'm feeling great. I'm at the ballpark. We're getting ready for the draft coming up, and excited about that, and welcoming some young ball players to our organization. So it's been really good.
You spent a career putting Brewers players back together. And,
yeah.
And if you don't know the story, Roger's one of the leaders in the industry as far as athletic trainers go. Was a longtime athletic trainer of the Brewers. So this certainly hits home. But tell us what kind of patient he is, Doctor. We know what kind of administrator he is. What kind of patient is he?
Roger's the consummate patient. I mean, so committed to his recovery. And you know, actually, one of the challenges that that adults have when they receive a diagnosis. It doesn't necessarily have to be cancer. It could be a bad orthopedic problem, other diseases, is that they have difficulty prioritizing that within their life. Roger is no different. Really busy guy, work, family. He was able to do that. It makes such a difference. That thing that everyone talks about, the mind-body connection, there's a lot of truth to that. And I think being able to prioritize your health care and really embrace the importance of participating in getting better is so important. I mean, one of the other neat things about Roger is that he represents our commitment at the Medical College of Wisconsin to the patient of today as well as the patient of tomorrow. Roger's on a really neat clinical trial that involves conventional chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, along with an experimental agent. And that's the way that we will be able to treat pancreas cancer better 5 and 10 years from now, by doing innovative clinical trials that bring research, in this case, a research program that represented a collaboration between MIT and Boston and the Medical College of Wisconsin into the bedside.
Yeah, doctor, what are some of the symptoms of pancreatic cancer? Maybe, Roger, you can weigh in too, but what are some of the symptoms to let somebody know that it might be an issue for them?
Yeah, that's one of the challenges that really oftentimes people don't know that they're developing pancreas cancer. The pancreas was put in kind of a inappropriate place in the tummy. It's in the back of the abdomen. In Roger's case, he had a very small tumor that was strategically located next to the bile duct. It blocked the bile duct, and therefore he became yellow or jaundiced, and that was a clue that something was wrong. If the cancer is located in a different part of the pancreas, then the patient may not have many symptoms at all.
Got a chance at a double play here, and the Brewers will turn and around the horn. 5-4-3 double play.
Third one.
Well, Roger, if there is a call to action, so for our audience out here right now, and I know we could talk about you all day and the things you've done here for this organization and the fight you're going through right now, but what is your message? What is your call, and how can we help?
Well, I think it's a collaboration of your physician, of your support group. That is very, very important. My family is unbelievable. My wife, Jackie, has been an unbelievable rock, and I couldn't have made this journey without her. Our sons, Kyle and Brett, are always backing me up. They're sending text messages all the time, how you feeling? You need that support group. You need a great team of doctors. And then you need research. And what the Medical College and PanCan is doing on a national level. We're having a walk here on Sunday for pancreatic cancer. We have a huge group from the Brewers, our colleagues, and Mr. Antanasio and David and Matt Arnold and Marty Bronsky and Sam Ernest and all the people here at the club have been unbelievable supportive of this diagnosis and what we're going through. But we need to get the message out about awareness.
All right, well, we're going to do that, and thank you for spending a little time with us, Roger. Good luck in your fight.
Appreciate
we're behind
it,
you, man.
Appreciate
and Dr.
it.
Evans, thank
Thanks,
you for
buddy.
all you do.
Appreciate it, Rock.
It's an honor to meet you, and we hear such great things about the healing and saving work that you're doing as well. So congratulations
Thanks
on your
so
career.
much. Thanks
all
for
right,
having
that's
us.
Roger
Thanks,
Kaplinger and Dr. Evans from the Medical College of Wisconsin. It's a great cause. We're going to be giving you all kind of information on this, folks, so hopefully you can help us out. 5-0. The Cardinals lead the Milwaukee Brewers as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals have 5 runs on 8 hits. Brewers still looking for their first hit against Michael Wacha, as Hernan Perez will lead off. It's great to see Roger Rock. It's a tough time for him, and I mean, his attitude and his fight and his attack on this pancreas cancer has been awe-inspiring.
Yeah,
I've been able to see him at the ballpark, and I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah, and he doesn't want anything to be about him. He wants to, you know, about the awareness and how we all can help in the fight with this pancreas cancer. And yeah, he's an inspiration. He really is. He doesn't want it to be all about him, but we will sing his praises about how he's handled all this.
Perez in the air to shallow center. Breaking back was Pham, and now it'll bounce in front. Oh man, what a way to lose the no-hitter if you're Michael Wacha. Pham misplayed that ball.
Yeah, he's having a rough day. Hit into a couple of double plays. He turned an out into a base hit right there. It took him a while to get going and didn't even come close. Kind of just took a wrong step, and that's all it took for that base hit to fall in front of him. So the Brewers are on the hit column.
Brewers will take it. Glad to have one on the board despite the misplay in center field. And Hernan Perez with a leadoff single. Just want to finish up what we didn't have a chance to tell you when Roger and Dr. Evans were on with us. So a couple things here, and if you are so pushed to try to assist, there are 2 websites. One of them is purplestride.org. I beg your pardon, pancan.org. Purple Stride is the run walk that's coming up here on Sunday, June 3rd. And you can find that site and information about that through the PanCan website. So we're talking about pancreatic cancer. So PANCAN.org. And if you put Purple Stride Milwaukee, you'll be able to find out more if you have a second screen available to you right now. So we're encouraging you. I mean, we would love to see a lot of money thrown at this for research and fundraising opportunities like the Purple Stride of Milwaukee, which is coming up right here at Miller Park next weekend, June 3rd. It'll be here. And so not just because Roger is dealing with it right now and he's part of the family, but you know, baseball's been big on and throwing a lot of their resources at cancer research over the years in a lot of different areas. And this is one that we would certainly like to stand behind and try to get behind Roger as best we can. He's a good man, and he is one of the leaders in the industry in the athletic training business of Major League Baseball. He was instrumental in a number of the big studies, especially the concussion awareness studies and protocol.
He was the guy, he spearheaded that whole thing. Yeah, way back when. And yeah, he's done a good job for the Brewers.
So again, the main site is pancan.org, and in that site you can just put Purple Stride Milwaukee and it'll give you all the information that you need. Everybody in our viewing audience, if you had a heart to contribute to that, then they would be well on their way to their goal. They've already raised $170,000. They're trying to get to $200,000 for the Purple Stride Milwaukee, but we'd love to see him blow that away. Eric Sogard will lead off, or check it, will bat with 1 out here for Milwaukee. His second plate appearance. Walked his first time up.
Yeah, Roger started as assistant athletic trainer way back in the day, and became the head athletic trainer. Now is responsible for running the entire medical program for the Brewers and the organization.
That's why he said he'd be back for the draft, because he's going to be instrumental in physicals and going through the medicals on the players that are eligible to be drafted. Behind the scenes member, but a key member of the organization.
Draft right around the corner. It sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
Well, Sogard has worked it into a 2-1 count. Trying to take advantage of a mistake by Pham that opened the door slightly for the Brewers. They are down 5-0. Trying to do whatever they can to have some success against Waka. He's been tough. Sogard into left field, and it's going to be caught by Ozuna.
Yeah, he's been tested tonight. He's been able to pass all the tests. Everything he hit out there, he's been able to handle. Going back, coming in, this time out into the gap in left center. That two-seam fastball going away from Sogard. He left it up a little bit. Sogard hit it hard, but Ozuna able to run it down.
Well, the pinch hitter has been announced. Domingo Santana will bat with 2 outs in this 5th inning. You can close the book on Davies. Tough start for him today. 5 innings, 5 earned runs.
Hey, the Brewers and Cubs collide in a 3-game rivalry clash at Miller Park. That's Monday, June 11th through Wednesday the 13th. To view the full series schedule and to reserve your seats for this pivotal National League Central showdown, go to brewers.com/tickets.
So Santana will bat. Quick visit to the mound from Mike Maddox, talking strategy against Santana.
That's something he does every time. I remember when he was pitching coach with the Brewers. Every time there was a pinch hitter, he'd run out there and give a scouting report. I imagine he can't do it every time these days, with limited to how many times you can go out there.
Yeah, 6 mound visits now and haven't needed one. Waka's been on top of his game, so Maddox figuring that would be a good spot for one. No balls and a strike on Santana. Way outside for a ball. Mike Maddox was the pitching coach in Milwaukee in the Ned Yost years. Ned hired him. After his playing days, Maddox was in the Astros organization as a minor league pitching coach. And he has emerged as one of the best in the game. He went from the Brewers to the Rangers, was part of those back-to-back World Series teams. And I would imagine in the beginning it was very difficult to strap on the Cardinal uniform. The team that beat his Rangers in the World Series. Texas was a strike away from winning the World Series before David Freese's heroics. He went to Washington, did Maddox, and now in his first year with the Cardinals.
Sits on that perch just like that. Every inning his pitchers are out there. Nobody bothering him. All by himself.
3 balls and a strike to count. Santana at the plate. In the air to center field. Got it on the label. Pham went back again, and he'll rush in to make the catch for the out. Well, the no-hitter is gone. The Brewers get a single out of it, but they are still being shut out 5-0.
Foundation will host its 20th annual Famous Racing Sausages 5K race on Saturday, July 21st. The proceeds will support Fisher House, a hospitality home for military families receiving health-related services at the Veteran Association hospitals. So if you'd like to register, please go online to brewers.com/5K.
All right, Sophia, thank you. And here we go to the 6th inning now with Boone Logan on the mound for the Brewers in a 5-0 Cardinal lead.
Yeah, Boone's starting to throw the ball much better. His velocity's starting to come back. He last pitched on Sunday against the Mets and picked up his first win of the season, 2/3. He gave up a run. And overall, 10 appearances, earned an average a little over 5.5.
On the ground, past Shaw at third as Pena is on with a leadoff single. Hit it sharply. And the Cardinals have a lead man on in this 6th inning.
They've had their leadoff hitter on in every inning. It makes it a little bit more difficult to get through an inning when the leadoff hitter gets aboard in the first 6 innings.
5 runs in on 9 hits now for St. Louis. Michael Wacha will bat for the 3rd time. Drops a bunt down. It is a good one. Pena for out number 1. It'll be a sacrifice for Wacha, advancing Pena to second base. And the Cardinals are going back to the top of their order with Matt Carpenter coming to bat. He is in our AARP look tonight. Our take on today. Carpenter against the Brewers since 2015. 56 games. He's hitting .330. 26 doubles, 13 homers. He just hit that home run number 13 in the 4th inning. He has been a Brewer killer. And he is a struggling hitter coming into play in this series, but you wouldn't know it. Been on base all 3 times tonight. He has 2 RBIs.
Home run and a single yesterday.
He's up there with a runner at second and 1 away.
Yeah, good slider right there. Good location on that pitch. Yeah, velocity better, 94 miles an hour for Logan. And that slider to lefties, if he keeps it there, good pitch.
Shift is on for Carpenter. 0-2 the count. Now Logan knows it's go time now. He's coming back from the injury, starting to get settled in here out of the Brewers bullpen. It's been a shutdown bullpen this year. The Brewers pen leads the majors in ERA, lowest ERA. And Logan wants to do his part. He was brought here to be one of the lefties in the pen. He and Josh Hader to start the year in the offseason. Then as Logan got hurt, the Brewers went out and signed Dan Jennings from the Tampa Bay Rays.
He's been a great pickup, Jennings.
So the Brewers boasting 3 lefties in the bullpen now. Did he go? Yes, he did. It'll be a strikeout. And Logan with a K of Carpenter, the first time he's been retired today. 2 outs.
Hey, good pitch. He chased it, tried to check his swing, couldn't do it. Pitch was down in the zone. Off the plate. Yep, he went.
2 gone, runner at second. And here is Jed Jerko. On the ground to Shaw. And Logan with a scoreless 6th inning. Good inning for him. Brewers are down 5-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th from Miller Park. Galleries. And by Toyota, let's go places. And by Sling TV, live TV you love, only better. So Tuesday night at beautiful Miller Park, roof is open. Picture perfect night for the grand old game, and the Brewers trying to get something going offensively here against Michael Wacha. He has been tough. A one-hit shutout through the first 5 innings. Brewers have the top of their order coming up, third time through, as Lorenzo Cain takes a strike.
And nothing really straight out of his arm tonight. You know, sinking it, cutting it. He's been able to throw the curveball. Not too many of them, but he's been able to throw it for strikes.
And Cain down 0-2. Zach Davies started for Milwaukee, went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs. Home runs to Matt Carpenter and Harrison Bader. Both were leadoff homers. Did he go? Yes, he did. Cain is out. And it's out number 1 for
Milwaukee. Yeah, he knew it. Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, David Ray's Modern Diner and Tavern in Unalaska. Had to take a breath after that one. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. David Ray's Modern Diner and Tavern.
Breath.
It's offered courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
You don't have to say it all in one gasp.
Yeah, well,
the timing of your.
See, that's the trick of the Tavern of the game.
Got to know when to breathe, Rock.
Yeah. I didn't take enough breath before I started that.
Hold it in the diaphragm. Just like a singer. You're probably a pretty good singer, aren't you?
I'm a good hummer. Whistler. Do you whistle?
Are you a big whistler?
I whistle.
I was thinking about going pro and whistling at one point.
Are you a yodeler?
That too.
Yeah. I can see you yodeling.
What area of me allows you to see me yodeling?
I don't know.
The windbag part of me?
Yeah.
Yelich fouls it away.
It's quite the talent, though. I mean, when you find a good yodeler, I mean, that's pretty good.
Good yodelers are hard to come by.
Right.
There's that kid that is a yodeler that has become a viral sensation online.
Yeah.
Just put it to a good beat. I used to watch a lot of Price is Right as a kid. Remember the yodeler when they'd go up?
Yeah, right.
I forgot the game, but that was always my favorite. Yelich rolls over one to first. Carpenter will take it himself this time, and there is out number 2. Say Michael Wacha could easily have a no-hitter going right now.
Yeah, really, and it could be. This would make this really interesting had it not been for Tommy Pham misjudging a fly ball in center field. You know he's thinking about it.
Makes me wonder if he's rooting for a Brewer to get a hit now, because that is going to be highly discussed.
Yeah.
Hernan Perez was at the plate in the 5th inning, hit a routine fly ball to center field, but Pham, he broke back. He thought it was going to be over his head and then had to race in. He couldn't get there. It was a clean single.
That didn't come close. And that's been it.
Jesus Aguilar with 2 outs, nobody on. As much as the Brewers have been hitting here, it is quite the feat for Wacha to have him shut out on only 1 hit right now.
Yep, only 1 man reaching second base.
What's amazing about the Brewers offensively this year, a team that is scoring the runs that they are, about 5 a game, over 6.5 a game on this homestand. They've only lost 20 games. They've been shut out 9 times.
Yeah. Go figure.
That is one of the more unusual stats.
Try to figure that one out.
A lot of time left in this one, but goal number 1 is try to get Wacha out of this game, and they're going to need some base runners, something to elevate that pitch count, because he is cruising right now, just 77 pitches as we work here in the 6th inning.
Well, and that's the plan to beat the Cardinals. I mean, their starting rotation has been very good all season. Bullpen has struggled.
Aguilar pulls one foul.
Matter of fact, Cardinals bullpen earned run average 3rd lowest in the National League, or I should say 3rd highest. 4.35. The starting rotation 2nd best. 3.10.
Second only to the Washington Nationals. 2-2. Aguilar fights another one off. Individually, Wacha is in the top 10 in the league in wins. He's tied for 7th with 5, and he's just out of the top 10 in ERA. Will be moving inside the top 10, barring a Brewer comeback here tonight. Pitch number 9 coming here to Aguilar with 2 outs in the Brewer 6th. And he walked him. Man, Aguilar does not give away those plate appearances, boy. He is something special.
And he took a, looks like a little off-speed pitch, 89 miles an hour, and able to lay off of it.
Number of foul balls, 9 pitch at bat, draws the walk. Unlike most power hitters, he shortens up with 2 strikes, and he can be a pesky hitter, which you don't usually hear that about a guy who's 300 pounds and can hit him 500 feet.
Right.
Here's Travis Shaw now.
But you know, if you think about it, those are the guys that should shorten up. You don't need to really take that big hack, and he's so strong he can send them out of here with just trying to shorten up and punch it somewhere.
Two and nothing on Shaw. He's been red hot lately. 339 hitter in his last 17. 17 RBIs in those last 17. And he's hit 6 home runs. hunting a mistake right now. 2 outs in the inning. Aguilar the runner at first. And Shaw takes a ball.
Hasn't been that often that Walker's been behind in the count.
Travis is the leader in the Powerball home run leaderboard with 13. And up there among league leaders in that category as well. Shaw currently tied for 4th in homers. Ryan Braun due next. Shaw trying to give him a swing here in this 6th inning. Three balls, 1 strike. And Shaw pops it foul out of play.
Yeah, that fastball literally right down the middle of the plate.
Since May 13th, the 2 on the corners. Aguilar and Shaw delivering. A lot of that has to do with Kane and Yelich at the top of the order getting on as much as they are. Runner goes, Shaw fouls it back. Full count. Aguilar goes. Shaw sends it in the air to right field. It is going to be caught by Bader. Another line drive out. Tough break for Shaw. He hit it hard. But the Brewers come up empty in the 6th, and it's still 5-0 Cardinals.
Because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
6 in the books here at Miller Park. We go to the 7th now. It's 5-0 Cardinals. Brewers won yesterday 8-3. Lead in the season series 4-3. And going to need a comeback tonight to add to that. Rock going to be Jacob Barnes next out of the Craig Counsell bullpen. He's the 2nd reliever used.
Yeah, he finished the game yesterday. Beat the Cardinals, and he threw a scoreless 9th inning, gave up a hit, struck out a batter, got recalled from AAA Colorado Springs on Sunday.
So Barnes will match up against Tommy Pham to start the 7th. Pham has grounded into 2 double plays in this game. 3 ground outs for him. And that misplay in center field that represents the only Brewer hit. Pham's off to another good start this year. High OPS. He's had 9 homers and 20 RBIs. 860 OPS right now, even with his 0 for 3 tonight. He's a player.
You see Jacob Barnes still has that good velocity. It was never a case where the Brewers were concerned about how hard he was throwing. It's all about the cut fastball. Being able to throw that close enough for swings with 2 strikes and get it down in the zone.
2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss.
Nothing wrong with 97 up there. Yeah, the mistakes that he makes more times than not on that cutter that doesn't do much.
And he got him. 98-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside edge. A strikeout to start the 7th inning.
And good location on it, right on the outside corner. I had a cutter spin on it, but that was no cutter. 98. I mean, I don't know if anybody could throw a cutter 98. That's what it looked like, though.
You saw the release of the fastball that he throws, and it's interesting. That was a great look at how the ball comes off his hand.
Yeah.
Kind of a natural cut to it with that velocity. And then he can throw what he calls his slider, 93. Can take a little off that as well. Those kind of 3 versions of it. But everything moves away from a right-handed hitter. It's a difficult pitch to command, though, when you're.
Man, what he does, he becomes unhittable. He gets that one close enough for swings. It's got to be over the plate. It's kind of like your changeup. I mean, it's a lot faster, different pitch, but you're not going to get many swings if it's off the plate early in the count.
Ozuna into right field off the end of the bat, and Yelich is there for the 2nd out. There's a lot to like about Jacob Barnes. He has closer stuff. Those mechanics, and he's a bit of a late bloomer anyway. Remember, he was a football player in high school and didn't make it to the big leagues until he was 26. Kind of a hard throwing, wild pitcher. Very much a work in progress when they drafted Barnes. And not knowing if he would be able to put it all together. He's had signs of being one of the more dominant pitchers around, and then he's had other games where he just can't find the strike zone.
Yeah, that was a good cutter that time.
Out of Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers. He's from St. Petersburg. That's where he went to high school. And that's caught by Aguilar. The big man with the quick feet and the great hands. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jacob Barnes.
Told you about the controversial slide in last night's game involving Anthony Rizzo and Pirates catcher Elias Diaz. Well, how do you retaliate? Both of them have homered in this game. It was Diaz who homered in the second off of John Lester. That gave the Pirates a 3-0 lead. And then Rizzo retaliated with a home run of his own in the seventh off of Edgar Santana. The Cubs have come back, by the way, to take an 8-4 lead in the eighth. So the drama continues at PNC Park. 6
unanswered runs for the Chicago Cubs. The Brewers lead the Cubs in the National League Central by 4.5 games. Cardinals are 5 back. Pirates are 6 back. Ryan Braun leads off against Waka. Braun had one of the line drive outs in this game. The Brewers have had 4 line drive outs in this one. Waka's been on top of his game.
Well, 8 starts now where he has been dominating big league hitters. He's on a roll right now.
He's walked 3, struck out 3, only given up the 1 hit. And the Brewers being shut out through 6. Bottom of the 7th. 7th inning has been a big inning for Milwaukee on this homestand, especially over the last 3 games. Jonathan VR hit a 3-run home run last night or yesterday afternoon in the 7th. And the Brewers had a 7-run 7th on Saturday. There's a good start. Braun draws the walk. And let's see if there's a little more magic in this 7th inning remaining. Take a look at our lowest whole team together. Last 3 games, 7th innings. 14 runs combined. A .545 batting average. 9 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
There's something in it.
Over a 1,500 OPS. Nobody's done it better over the last 3 in baseball than the Brewers.
Brewers season batting average with runners in scoring position now at .241. Which is right around the league average.
Significant jump.
I mean, that's a league average.
Up the middle, and it's gloved by Wong. Throw to first is in time. Heck of a play by Colton Wong. Not just to get to the baseball, but the throw on a speedy base runner was right on the money on a hop.
Yeah, good play. And right up the middle, Perez looking for his 2nd hit. That's a good throwing arm. And a long hop for Carpenter gets him by a full stride. But that .241 batting average, partner, is what in general the league average is, not just runners in scoring position. League average is way down these days this year, but the Brewers have really turned it on.
Got another mound visit here. Mike Maddox, now that there is a runner at second base, might be wanting to change things up a little bit. There is activity in the Cardinal bullpen. Manny Pena is the next hitter for the Brewers. It's not like there's a new scouting report, but Maddox either buying time for his pen or not trusting what the signs with a runner at second are. Who knows? Probably a little of both.
I don't know.
Tyler Lyons is the left-hander getting loose. You got a left-hander due next.
I mean, the way he's throwing, he doesn't need any visits.
Yeah, pitch counts in pretty good shape for him. It's at 93 here in the 7th. He's got 1 out. Manny Pena at the plate, the Brewer catcher.
Still's got something in the tank. 95 right there. Second time the Brewers have had a man at second base.
Oh, and 2 the count. Oh, look out. Close shave. And Pena hits the deck. Playing a little limbo.
And maybe thinking something on the outside corner. Walker straightens him up with a fastball up and in. Look out, man. Oh, that was head high.
country hardball from the big Texan on the mound. 1-2 now, and a ground ball back to the mound. Walker's got Braun in a rundown. And Braun trying to stay one as long as he can. This will allow Pena to go to second base, and Braun is out at third. So no harm there. You trade Pena for Braun, you lose a little speed, but the Brewers still have a runner in scoring position. Good job by Braun staying in the rundown.
Yeah, once he got caught off second base, which is a base running error in itself, he's able to stay in a rundown long enough to get Manny at second. It's all right. No harm, no foul, I guess. Under 5 to 4 to 2.
The catcher is the one who covers third base. So Walker will continue here. Sogard at the plate. Sogard entered the game after Tyler Saladino was injured. We have not gotten word just yet. Sophia is down there checking on the extent of the Saladino injury. He rolled his ankle on a defensive play at second base.
It looked bad, didn't it?
It was before his first at bat. Sogard entered the game in the third inning. Has been at short since. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. 2-1. That was an extreme buckle of the ankle for Saladino. I'm sure there were x-rays involved. As soon as we get an update, we'll pass it along. There's a base hit. Sogard slaps one to left. Pena has to get back quickly. The Cardinals had Ozuna hovering the line, and so that prevents the Brewers from scoring on that base knock.
Yeah, had him played perfectly. I mean, shaded toward the line and shallow, and no way that Manny should even attempt to score down by 5 runs. I'll tell you, Sogard's starting to put together some pretty good swings. Serves that one into left field. That's his bread and butter. Ed Cedar saying just stay right here. We're down by 5. No outs on the bases.
And as Jonathan Villar is announced as the pinch hitter, Mike Matheny will make a pitching change. So the Brewers have finally chased Walker, which is the best news yet for Milwaukee. He will exit with a shutout. In a 5-0 lead, Matheny will take the ball from his starter. Pitching change coming. Brewers have 2 on. Joey Villalba coming in. Walks 3 strikeouts. He has a 5-0 lead. And Michael Wacha is in our Badger Mutual Insurance plays of the game. Was on his game against a prolific Brewers offense.
Yeah, just taking a little off, adding a little bit. He got his fastball up into the upper 90s. You know, the curveball was good. 2-seamer. You know, now 8 straight starts from Michael Wacha, allowing 2 or less runs. Really good performance by him tonight.
Well, the Brewers know one swing of the bat, and they are right back in this. And Jonathan Villar is at the plate. He homered as a right-handed batter yesterday. Mike Matheny had the option to go with a lefty and spin Villar around, but he elects to go at Tuivailala. And Villar hits left-handed, which is his preferred side.
Yeah, last time Tuivailala was in the game was against the Pirates a couple of days ago. Scoreless inning.
One mistake is all Villar is looking for. Jonathan has plenty of pop in his bat. He's got 3 home runs this year. He hit his first right-handed yesterday. First and third with 2 gone. Brewers need a big hit. 2-1 now. The 7th inning was Villar's moment yesterday. 2-1 swing and a miss. He took a hack. This was the scene yesterday. The Brewers had a 5-3 lead at the time, and his first right-handed home run of the year right into the glove of Marcus Hanover.
Yep, a 3-run shot gave the Brewers a 5-run lead.
It's always good when the bullpen catcher is catching your fly balls, right? That means it's a homer. 2-2 the count. And a shot into right center. That'll split the gap. Pena's in. Sogard racing to third. He'll stop there, and Villar strikes again. The Brewers are finally across the pay station. 5-1 St. Louis as Villar with an RBI double.
He smoked that one into the gap. That was a pretty good job by Bader to get to it before it got to the wall. Or Sogard would have scored. How about Villar? His last 2 plate appearances, 4 RBIs. He has hammered the baseball twice. And that one ticketed to the gap. And Bader gets there before it goes to the wall, saving a run for the time being. Yeah, but now the Brewers on the board. They have the top of the order coming up.
RBI double for Villar, and Lorenzo Cain at the plate, and Mike Maddox is on his way out again. This will be the 3rd mound visit. You don't count the one from Matheny, who made the pitching change.
He's going to go out and tell him, don't throw that same pitch you just threw.
Maddox always puts a hand on the shoulder of a pitcher. It's always on the throwing arm as well. He does it. He told us back in his Brewers days, he does it to feel the tension, see if the guy's tense or not, and if he is, it changes what he says to the guy.
Maybe the pitcher ought to put his hand on Maddox's shoulder. Are you tense?
He'd feel a really tight shoulder.
I'm fine right now. Get back in the dugout.
Big moment here. The Brewers trying to break through, finally have a run on the board. That run will belong to Wacha. First and make it 2nd and 3rd. With Lorenzo Cain at the plate. A base hit will score 2 most likely if it touches the outfield grass.
Michael Wacha's got to be thinking, why'd you take me out? He was dealing.
A ball and no strikes. That 7th inning has been a magical inning for the Brewers on this homestand, and especially the last 3 games.
They include tonight another one. 15 runs.
That includes a 7-run 7th inning on Saturday night. 2-0 the count. That's a strike. 2-1. Cardinals have put their closer on the disabled list, Greg Holland. Bud Norris is closing games now. Second and third, 2 outs. And Kane fouls it away.
Yeah, doubled up on the slider. 91 miles an hour. Fell behind 2-0. Back-to-back sliders. This time Lorenzo out in front of it. Right off the end.
Well, Sogard at third will be ready to run with a slider in the dirt. Brewers got a big 2-out hit from Jonathan VR, a pinch hit double. He's at second. 2-2, and Kane spoils one foul. These are the spots when Lorenzo Kane can be his best. He'll fight you up there. Fouls off pitches, got a good eye. Trying to deliver with 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch is in there, a called strike 3. So Ivalala got the benefit of a call, and Kane is letting Corey Blazer hear about it. Inning is over. Brewers do scratch a run. That'll belong to Waka. But the inning ends with runners at second and third. 5-1 Cardinals. We're on our way to the 8th inning at Miller Park.
As we head to the 8th, and an update for you from the Brewers clubhouse on Tyler Saladino. He left the game in the 3rd inning on this play here at second base. It's a left ankle sprain for Saladino, but the Brewers say that the x-rays were negative. So we'll get a further update from you from manager Craig Counsell after the game.
That is good news. Ankle sprains can be difficult to come back from quickly. I mean, even though it's not a break, it's fortunate it's not fractured, but those ankle sprains can last for a while, and I'm glad that Saladino does not have a broken ankle, because it looked like he might after the way he went into the bag.
Yeah, now you just hope it's not one of those high ankle sprains, because those could take a while, a little bit longer, as Dan Jennings takes over here in the 8th. 26th appearance for Jennings. Great numbers, 219 earned run average. He's only allowed the 1 home run this year.
Yairo Munoz leads all four St. Louis. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Cardinals in this 8th inning. Munoz, Wong, and Pena, the catcher. Oh, and 2 the count. Brewers got Jennings the day after the season began. Got him from the Tampa Bay Rays. He's been terrific. I think what is most satisfying for Dan Jennings is the fact that he's been able to shed a little bit of a stereotype that he is a matchup left-hander and is unable to go multiple innings. That has not been the case with the Brewers. That's kind of the book on Dan Jennings, a scouting report of a guy who could get a lefty out, had trouble with right-handers, and didn't get used much in multiple innings, but he's still handling left-handers, and for the most part he is out there for a full inning. There's a swing and a miss. He strikes out the right-handed hitting Munoz. Secured at first for out number 1. Any player worth his salt wants to shred a negative scouting report. Not that that's a huge negative for a left-handed pitcher, but I think he felt like he was more than a situational guy.
Well, he's also proven he can go multiple innings. He can give you more than 1 inning, which is one of the reasons why the Tampa Bay Rays let him go.
One away. Here is Colton Wong. Got in on his hands. Well, the inning ended in the bottom of the 7th with runners at 2nd and 3rd.
You're the umpire here. What do you call this?
I think that's a ball.
I think that's a ball, and it's a pretty important spot of the game to be missing pitches.
Chopper out to second base. Perez will take care of Wong for out number 2. Well, Kane certainly
he knows his strike
disagreed
zone
with that call, and he barked on his way out.
He knows his strike zone. He doesn't argue. When he takes the 3rd strike, he'll just walk to the dugout and take it like a man. But he was right. And they won the strike, and that was a big spot in the game.
Brewers have to settle for just 1 run. There's a strike to Pena.
Cardinals have Jordan Hicks in the bullpen. That guy's exciting to watch.
Yeah, wait till you see this fastball, folks.
What, he hit 105 a couple of times?
He did. There's a drive into center field. That is way gone. Hammers it off the batter's eye. Francisco Pena, Yadier Molina's replacement, has launched his 2nd home run. He's got a 3-hit game.
And the first home run that Jennings has allowed to a right-handed batter this year. And it was out of here by plenty. What a night for him. And fastball out over the plate, and he turns on it. As soon as he hit it, you knew it was going.
430-foot home run. His 3rd hit of the game. And it's 6-1 St. Louis. They get their run back. Now it's going to be Jose Martinez to pinch hit. Tuivalala is done. Martinez started at first base yesterday. We have a special birthday wish going out today. Evelyn Peterson from Menominee Falls turns 90 today.
Nice.
Dialed into the Brewers each and every night.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Evelyn. Great to have you with us again tonight. One ball, two strikes on Martinez.
You got a birthday coming up, don't you?
We don't really talk about birthdays around here when you're our age. Birthdays are overrated at this age.
Your age or mine?
Well, definitely mine, and by the time I'm yours, for sure.
Birthdays are good, man. Embrace them.
I'm creeping close to a birthday that's a little overwhelming.
5-0.
Yeah, I got a few years yet, but it's there. It's sitting there. One ball, two strikes. Drive into right. Yelich is there. He makes a catch that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers down 5 once again. It's 6-1 after the Pena homer.
How about it? 6-1. St. Louis Cardinals over the Brewers as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, getting set for a Brewers Live postgame coming up after the ball game. This is game 2 of this 3-game series with the Cardinals out in front. Could it be the rubber match tomorrow? We'll set things up for you here from Craig Counsell. Also talk a little bit about Jonathan Villar. He's got a hot streak going as well. And Brewer batters having a tough time against Michael Wacha as this night progressed from the start. But we'll break it all down coming up in just moments on Brewers Live, BA. All
right, Craig, thanks. Yeah, Jonathan Villar with 2 swings of the bat, producing 4 runs in his last 2 plate appearances. 8th inning now. Brewers at the plate. Christian Yelich will lead off. If there is going to be some action for the Brewers in this 8th, this is the part of the order you want with the flamethrower Jordan Hicks.
Yeah, his average fastball is almost 99.5 miles an hour. Took a little off there, 98.
That's cruising speed fastball there. BP fastball.
Yeah, this guy's touched 105 miles an hour a couple of times.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And as you would imagine, the only issue that he really has is throwing strikes. He does walk a number of guys.
Hicks and Aroldis Chapman are the two hardest throwers in the big leagues. And he'll wind it up and let it fly. That one at 101. And now Yelich is barking at Corey Blazer, who is making no friends among the Brewers right now. Yelich telling him exactly where he thought that one was, and Counsell giving him an earful as well.
Well, Yelich thinks this one's low, I guess. See, he's barking back. He's missed 2 pitches. It's cost the Brewers a couple of strikeouts, and he's yelling at the Brewers. Let's see where this one ends up. That's pretty close.
Yeah, if I'm a pitcher, I certainly want that pitch. Aguilar, that's a breaking ball for a strike, which makes it almost unfair when you throw as hard as Hicks does. There's just no time to make up your mind.
Yeah, because you have to sit the fastball, because if you try to sit on that slider in the upper 80s, I mean, there's no chance of getting the barrel of the bat on the fastball. You have to try and hope that he throws it for balls.
And down he goes. He threw him 3 straight sliders, and Aguilar is gone. 2 up, 2 down. Well, Landon Donovan will headline an international soccer match right here at Miller Park. It's coming up on Wednesday, July 11th, as Club Leon against Liga MX. Tickets are on sale now, starting at just $15. Brewers.com/soccer. Liga MX and CF Pachuca. Shaw takes a ball low. This kid Hicks, only 21 years of age. '25th appearance for the rookie this year. He's only given up 14 hits in now 26 innings. Two and one to Shaw. Jam shot, pop up into shallow center. And Jordan Hicks is going to retire the side in order as we go to the ninth. All Cardinals tonight. They lead at 6-1. The app. Take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. Game 2 of this 3-game series with St. Louis, and the Brewers are down 6-1. 9th inning now. Brewers won yesterday. They put themselves in a position to win the series with another win in this series, either tonight or tomorrow. The Brewers have won 5 consecutive series. Taylor Williams will be the next man up for Craig Counsell out of the bullpen.
Yeah, pitched a 3-up, 3-down inning yesterday. That included a strikeout. Another guy that's been racking up the strikeouts, averaging a little over 13 per 9 innings. Taylor Williams.
Young, hard-throwing right-hander who missed 2 years after Tommy John surgery. He has come back blazing, though. He said he feels great. His arm feels normal again, which is saying a lot for a guy who makes a living as a pitcher. And he hasn't had that feeling. I'm sure there's some lonely days in that recovery process. Ground ball right to Aguilar. He ate him up with that fastball. Carpenter is retired. Well, tomorrow is a day game here at Miller Park. As you see, Jerko's Day presented by Wendy's at the plate. A couple of singles. He drove in 2 runs on a seeing eye single. That was a big hit in the 2nd inning. Took it from 2-0 to 4-0. 4-run second for the Cardinals. And then they got home runs from Carpenter and Francisco Pena. Solo shots to add on.
Man, that's a 12 o'clock start tomorrow. 12:10. Early.
High noon.
Early game on Wednesday.
Our friends at MLB Network will have the call, produce the game for you, and it'll air on Facebook. And of course, you can listen to all the play-by-play from the Hall of Famer Bob Uecker on the Brewers Radio Network. Rock and I will be somewhere else other than Miller Park.
I'm going to be listening to Uecker on a boat. I'm going fishing.
That is the perfect combination. Uecker on the radio on a boat.
That is, if it doesn't rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
I thought it was better fishing when it rains.
No.
No? That's a wives' tale?
Yeah, that is. You want to get wet?
I used to get sent out there all the time when it was raining. Snipe hunting and fishing in the rain were like the 2 go-tos for me.
You know, low pressure, not good for fishing. Front coming in, low pressure. They head deep.
Is that right? That's good intel. Can't you just get a more run on the line to go deeper?
Do some jigging on the bottom, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
They could do that, but for some reason they just don't bite when it's, low pressure. Front coming through. Not the fact that tonight's a full moon.
Oh.
That affects them too.
Fly ball to center field for Kane. That explains a lot.
So basically, I should just cancel my fishing trip tomorrow.
I mean, you might as well show up here and work the game then. I think you should do it anyway.
Yeah. A little practice.
Just catching fish is not necessarily the best part of fishing on a day off.
Right. You are right about that, sir. But I'm a big catch and release guy. I don't keep what I catch. I throw them back. Let them grow.
That's nice of you. I'm sure they appreciate that. A lot of fishies out there owe their lives to you, partner. After you gave them the scare of their brief life.
Unhook them. Send them right back.
I do have quite the plan for next off season if you're interested to go sturgeon spearing. That's something I'm
you going
on my radar.
You going with Gumby?
Is that his game?
He finally got one after, like, I think
No
it was
way.
50 years.
Did he?
Yeah.
Again, spearing a sturgeon is not necessarily why you go sturgeon spearing.
Right.
Especially on 18 inches of ice. I think I like to try my hand at it, though, just for the fun of it.
Go with him.
Lake Winnebago?
You're not a cold weather guy, though.
Well, I've been on the ice.
I know.
I've been ice fishing more than you have.
You probably have if you've gone once.
That's right. I've gone exactly once. That's a called strike 3. Good inning for Taylor Williams. Well, he keeps rounding into form. Let's see if the Brewers got a little comeback in them tonight. They need 5 to tie it. Might as well get 6. Little dab will do ya. 41,000 through the turnstiles tonight to see the Brewers and the Cardinals. St. Louis leading 6-1. And Ryan Braun takes a strike. Underway in the bottom of the 9th inning. Brewers, barring a big comeback, would lose for just the 2nd time on this homestand. Swept the Diamondbacks, a playoff team from a year ago. Took 3 out of 4 from the Mets. And they won the opener of this Cardinal series yesterday afternoon on Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's the impressive thing about this stretch of winning series. 2 of them have been 3 of 4. Not easy to do.
Yeah, against playoff team. Well, one playoff team, the Rockies. And the other against the Mets as Braun strikes out. Jordan Hicks pitching in his 2nd inning. So a reminder that tomorrow is a noon start. 12:10 officially first pitch. Miller Lite, what's on tap? And Alex Reyes, the #1 Cardinal prospect, hard throwing right-hander who's been coming back from Tommy John surgery. He'll face Junior Guerra tomorrow. Guerra's been excellent. 2 pitchers who could not be more opposite on the spectrum. A prized prospect, hard thrower, and Junior Guerra, who has had to muscle his way through every inch of his career.
He's been very good lately. He's had a nice season.
Guerra at age 33, bounce back year after a down year last year that had him sent to AAA last season.
And no decision against the Mets. 6 innings, 2 runs.
Hernan Perez with 1 away in the 9th. Broken bat, little flare. Pham is there to make the catch. 2 outs. We welcome in our colleagues for the Facebook game tomorrow. Scott Braun. Our buddy Dan Plesac is on the air tomorrow.
Is Sackman here today?
If he is, he didn't come into the booth.
I can't believe he better not be
probably
here.
Went to the hotel. And Jason Mott will be on the coverage. John Paul Morosi, JP Morosi will be on the coverage tomorrow as well. A game that airs on Facebook. Second time the Brewers have had a game on Facebook this year.
Both times against the Cardinals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the other one was in St. Louis. As I told Dan Plesac, leave the booth as you found it.
So you did see him.
Facebook announcers, no, I tweeted at him. Might want to get an antiseptic wipe on the headset though when they're done.
I got plenty of those.
For yourself. Brewers will then hit the road. 3-city road trip. White Sox, Indians, Phillies. Another 3-city road trip. Brewers have played well on the road. 18-10. They are 17-10 at home right now. Two and one. Pena fouls it off his foot. Well, this guy is no fun to face. Man, he is just letting it fly. Two to Pena. And that'll do it. A night to forget for the Brew Crew. Cardinals were dominant from the mound. Only 1 run, only 3 hits. Michael Wacha did most of the heavy lifting with 6 2/3 innings. Wacha has won 6 consecutive games after losing his first game of the year. Wacha 6-1. Zach Davies the loss at 2-5, and the Cardinals even up this series at a game apiece with 1 more to play tomorrow afternoon. Brewers Live coming your way. Craig Kashawn is standing by. Take it away, Craig.
All right, BA, thanks very much. Yep, locked up now, so a big game coming up tomorrow. We'll get you set for that as Brewers want to finish the homestand strong. We're going to hear from Craig Counsell on the way and get an injury update as well on Saladino. Stay with us for Brewers Live.